All right, Marlene Zottarelli, or Shof, whichever you prefer, a cousin of this man and his lovely wife. I'm here at Mr. Pasquale's beautiful office, and of course, Mike and Mark, who are all grown up now, one selling steel, the other one using a scalpel, so it's all good. Talk about your children. I see pictures everywhere of them, and let me just say this, Patterson Township, I have been here many times, but never where Mr. Pasquale lives, and this is a beautiful part of Beaver County. Tell me about your kids real quick.
Well, the youngest is still with Cofin Specialty Steel. He's a general sales manager for them. Covers the entire country and has some responsibilities in Canada and Mexico as well. He's been there for about 12 years now and doing very well. The company is surviving in a very uncertain time for the steel industry, but it is surviving. And Michael is the Senior Medical Director at Lehigh Valley Hospital in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and doing very well. He came through as Chief of Trauma and Critical Care, and then advanced into the administrative end of what they're doing at Lehigh Valley Hospital. And Mike's doing very well.
Listen, this is my opinion, but as we move forward now with this shell cracker plant, and what I do believe to be a better day in Beaver County, I hope they remember companies like Cofin Specialty Steel and what he did to bring them back from the ashes, and more importantly, continue to have people working with good union-paying jobs during this buffer between the end of the steel giant era to where we are now, headed into the natural gas era, and hopefully from wires to piping to anything that is steel related, they will remember the smaller manufacturing companies that really truly were the catalyst, I believe, to keep this region afloat when times got very bad. Now, discussion began in 2011, and a man that I have a lot of respect for, Allegheny County Chief Exec Rich Fitzgerald, in an interview many years ago said, look, both stadiums, PNC Park, Heinz Field, $250 million each. Shell is investing 30 times that. Now, Dave has always been a skeptic about this whole situation, and that's why I love to talk to him, because he keeps me humble so I don't stumble. Okay, so 6,000 workers to build it, union workers, 600 to maintain it, 24/7 workforce, 1.6 million tons of ethane each year will be produced. Downstream industries, plastic manufacturers will be the first to locate near the plant. Trickle down would include manufacturers that produce consumer and industrial products, as well as ancillary businesses such as restaurants and hotels. And right now there's about 7 hotels already up and running in and around this cracker plant in Monaca. Pittsburgh International Airport already benefiting from the increased revenue as a result of the Shell project. Classrooms at CCBC and Penn State Beaver are booming with career and training for the future. The trade industry, iron workers, steam fitters, Keystone Mountain Lakes Regional Council of Carpenters, my good friend Rico Krzyzewski, plumbers, real estate growth, a key to this deal, and I believe it will grow as does this industry. It's located on 780 acres. It has been a part of our industrial region since 1930, when my grandfather actually came here from St. Joe, Missouri, to help build this place, where my father spent 41 years of his life, as did a number of my cousins. So talk to me about what we see going on, and now it's up to $6 billion, and the money continues to grow. Obviously, neither one of us are going to argue how beautiful it looks and what they've done. But as far as the future and the job shelf, the next 25 years, what do you see, Dave Pasquale?
Well, I'm excited about the ancillary jobs that it has the potential to bring to Beaver Valley. I get a little bit concerned about some of the detrimental effects of the cracker plant, or the potential detrimental effects, noise pollution, air pollution, those kinds of things. And it's as you said, Rob, it's going to take 6,000 people to build it, and supposedly about 400 jobs to maintain and to replace the 600 that we lost when Horseheads left the area. So it's exciting from one standpoint, and a little bit concerning from the other, and that is the potential for some pollution that might develop as a result of what they produce at the cracker plant.
Talk to me about your former company that you really are the namesake of, and got that place going and had some amazing years, and is still consulting at times, but your son, obviously the future, along with the current administration and management. What can people like Royal Dutch Shell do to help their neighbors and maybe do business locally with some of these manufacturing plants?
A company like Shell probably won't do much to improve the volume at a company like Cofin Specialty Steel. probably are not going to be a steel consumer. So, from that standpoint, it's not going to help a great deal. But Coalfield Specialty Steel, though, has a niche in the steel industry. Has some fairly strong competition, but basically they provide a lot of needed product for the auto industry, the hand tool industry, and several other industries. The bearings industry is another one that the Coalfield does supply a lot of product to. They're going to be around a while, assuming that they take care of the business and take care of the customers. They'll be around for a good long while. Hopefully, I'd like to see them grow from a mechanical standpoint, improve their productivity with new machines and things of that nature. And at one point, I'd like to see them get away from the river down there and get into someplace a little less threatening than the Beaver River at this time of the year when it gets snowy and the snow starts to melt and the ice starts to build up. I worry about flooding down there. Always have.
All right, listen, I want to talk to you about how I see this thing evolving. Then we're going to take a break and come back and have a little fun. And from the betting line right now, the New England Patriots are 5.5-point favorite for Super Bowl 52. Pegasus World Cup, 1.6 trillion. Gun Runner the favorite. That's what he does best. Thoroughbred horse racing. He'll join Ted Arnaud and me and the crew Sunday on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. But, I talk about my grandfather, Robert Moses Pratte, saved by the water, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who know your biblical history, that was always a little catchphrase with him whenever they mention his name. But my dad and my uncle, St. Joe led, when they were there in the early 30s, you started to see other people popping up around. The Bethlehem Steels and the American Bridges, H.H. Robertson's, Crucible Steel, J&L Steel already had a footprint. Could we see a blueprint of the same, do you think? Or do you think that form and that large-scale type of manufacturing of any kind is gone forever?
Well, I think it is Valley. I think it is. I don't think you're going to see 12,000-man operations in Beaver Valley. Those kinds of operations are usually in the heavier metropolitan areas where they can attract a good labor force. And we have a good labor force in this area too, but there just aren't enough of them.
Right.
So I don't think you'll see that exist in Beaver County in a very, very long time, if at all.
All I do know is what I see every day from this wonderful company. We are so happy, and I know I am a huge cheerleader of Royal Dutch Shell, and let's just hope this is a very long and very strong partnership. We'll be back in just a moment. Good evening.